welcome to the Church of Thomas. God energy versus human energy, 5607. In recent years, there's been a trend to believe that God helps those who help themselves. This is not in the Torah, the Bible, or any of the Gospels, the Quran, or any other verse from God or spoken by Jesus. The idea is tempting. If enough humans get together and wish for something, it will happen. Sadly, the liar deals in half-truths. Have you ever wondered why we are told to go to a private place to pray? Have you ever wondered why, when we pray, the only prayer recommended by Jesus has the statement, "Thy will be done"? I cannot go in all the different deviations from these instructions in one sermon, so I will try to give an overview. All living things have energy. When a person is in balance, they have a glow around them. When an animal is in good health, they exude vitality. When plants are not distressed, they are beautiful. Ecosystems that are healthy and working can strike the senses with a strong impression of rightness. The difference between this appearance of vitality and ugliness is energy. In ancient times, a hunter would breathe the last breath from prey to gain its spiritual energy. They believed that it would give them insight into the prey when the next hunt happened. Later, animals were used in sacrifice to a god. Killing an animal releases that life energy to the killer. This is still going on in sorcery practice today. These are practiced today by people who want to collect energy that does not come from God. If there are practitioners of demon calling, they have the illusion that they control what they call. This is untrue. What is happening is that some hungry demon feels someone giving away energy. As long as the energy is coming, they stay. There are other kinds of energy that come from living beings. They are life force, prayer, and sexual energy. Each of these was given by God. Each of these has been tapped, rerouted, stolen, and misused. Sometimes the misuse is by consent of the giver. All of these are wrong in the eyes of God. All of them are the first steps to doing sorcery. I'll give some examples. A wife is abused. Each time this happens, some of her energy is taken by the abuser. The same goes for bullies of any age. It is one reason that a child tearing wings off flies should be retrained quickly. The taste for energy from the pain and fear of others is an escalating self-feeding desire. That is why a wing-tearing youngster might become a dog-kicking adolescent, and a dog kicker might then mature into a cat-dismembering teen, and then a potential mass murderer of people. It is not a trend I relish. The difference between one instant and a chain leading to a mass murder is empathy. If a small child can feel the pain of what they did, they never do it again. If the person can be led to understand and feel the pain of others, abuse of all kinds will stop. This empathy helps armor us from the temptation that this world provides. Think about it. If you could feel the pain caused by stealing, bullying, and abuse, you would help someone if that is happening to them. This is the first part of the golden rule. Sexual energy is interesting. It was given to us to help us bond with each other. It is a gift that is abused when we do not truly care about the person we share it with. It is an energy that is ripped from a person when the person is coerced or forced into sex. There was always an abuse of sexual energy that was a key energy source for some religions. The idea was to create a mass of sexual energy that would then be wielded by a priest or priestess. These were an offshoot of nature worship. In and of itself, it is not horrible, but I will repeat this as many times as needed. Sexual energy is not God energy. It is human energy for human purpose, wielded for humans' benefit. It is a pale, sickly shadow of the power given by God for God's purposes, wielded by God. Prayer energy is last but not least. It is also a form of human energy. In the old days, having more than a couple of hundred people praying at the same time, purportedly for the same thing, would have been unheard of. Most churches were more in the range of 30 to 70 people. That has changed greatly in recent past. Now there are massive mega churches. The membership can top thousands. If you follow the rules about praying with God's will in mind, it is not a danger. The problem is that ministers, priests, elders, etc. are human. Not all of them are ethical. Some are tempted to do personal things with all this energy being created in their churches. Ironically, even good ministers can be misguided. For example, here's a good candidate running for office. This minister knows there will be a close race. It is for the good of his flock, right? This minister asks everyone to pray for the victory of this candidate. As a result, everyone in the congregation prays for this candidate's election. They have not prayed for God's will to be done. They have not prayed their own conscience. If this collected energy coerces a single different vote from some undecided voter, what is the harm? I say that it is a tainted vote. Anything won by abuse of power is playing into the liar's hands. It's a fine distinction, I understand, but it is true. I guarantee that this minister will find excuses to collect what belongs to God, prayer energy, and use it again. Like all abuse of power, it will escalate and die as one-time event. What may start as an innocent use of power can become a tool in the hands of the liar, in the hands of someone who does not follow Christ anymore. The shepherd never uses God's energy. They protect it from theft. A shepherd knows that the welfare of people of God is already in God's hands. The role of a shepherd is to inspire a congregation to do good in God's name. It is also to console and help mend the hearts of those in need. The answers to the original questions I posed follows. Prayer is done in private, not just to keep from applause for praying so fervently. It is to keep the conversation between you and God. It is to keep the love you are sending to God from being rerouted by anyone, no matter how well-meaning. The statement, "Thy will be done," is like a password protection on our prayer. Your intent in the prayer is not ambiguous. It is saying, this is what I would like to happen, but God, you know best. Do what it is in your plan, not mine. For all we know, something wonderful could come out of what we will not to be. Peace, everyone. God bless the whole world, no exception. Angela Eliza.